surface. The number one local opportunity that is driven in part by decision-making in Salem to create economic activity and create jobs, both in the near term and the long term, I believe is the expansion of OSU Cascades, because it will have direct economic effects in terms of employment. It will have indirect economic effects in terms of opportunities for vendors, suppliers, the impact on the local economy of the student body coming in, as well as the employees, faculty, and staff. And I think that it also has the potential to create a lot more opportunity to attract employers or to grow local employers as you get a more highly educated workforce. So I could go on and on, but suffice to say that our number one most immediate and most significant opportunity to create jobs in Central Oregon is to support that expansion of OSU Cascades. In the longer run, I look at there are a lot of decisions that have been made in this state that have led to a situation that I find appalling, which is that we are a poor state. Oregon has been number one in hunger, number one in food stamp participation, 10% below the median per capita income for the whole country, and about 16% below the state of Washington. And it's a broad combination of factors. I would put investment in education and quality education outcomes in that category. I have read that we are 49th in college graduation rates, which again is appalling. A little over 30% of our high school seniors don't graduate. Again, that's a huge burden on our state and on our future, as well as failing those students, those young people coming into adulthood. So those are serious long-term issues, structural issues. In addition to that, we have created created an environment that I believe is complicated in terms of regulation and its effect on entrepreneurship and business opportunities, and anti-competitive for Oregon-based businesses. And it's a combination of both tax code effects as well as cost of compliance with regulation and the impact of uncertainty of outcomes in regulatory processes. And I would liken it to if you're a Ducks or a Beavers fan, if we sent our football team, if the rules of the game said that the Oregon teams can only take 6 players onto the field, but everybody else, the rules stay the same. That's kind of the effect. It's the rules that we have created, and the combined, the aggregated impact is to put us at a disadvantage. What do you do about that? I think I think we need to have a process where we more vigorously consider and weigh the cost versus the benefit of regulations, both at all levels of state and local government. We focus on creating a culture of trying to help businesses to comply instead of policing them if they don't, and creating penalties if they don't. The goal is to, if you have a regulation that has value to the public, then the goal is not to force people to be unable to comply, but to help them to. And the bottom line is, I view this as, businesses are a part of the fabric of our society, and they form the foundation of our economy, from which flows opportunity for individuals and funding for state government and other social goods, products and services that we need. And so my impression is that our state government attitude has become one of kind of an authoritarian, regulator instead of facilitator and encourager of success. And so I think, well, that's a non-answer in terms of specific changes I would make to regulation. I don't know them all because there are so many and they have such a diverse impact. And so I think that the idea should be instead to change the culture and then have people who are being regulated and the regulators working together to find opportunities opportunities to do things more efficiently with greater certainty of outcome so that people know what the regulation is, how they comply with it, how they can get their permit, how long it will take, and what the cost will be.